Happy day, YouTube. My name is John, and this is my channel, The Intermancer. I'm still working on the stuff I was working on this last episode, but that would have been a long video, so I've just broken it up. And at the end of the last video, I had just had Claude help me with describing my basic evaluator. So now I am going to go back to Claude. Going to go right back to Claude, and we are going to have it help us with writing the basic evaluator. Write the evaluator Java interface and the basic evaluator.java class as described in experimentation.md. And we'll go ahead and do this with Opus. Boom. Let's see what you do, Opus. Searching projects. So this new model searches first. Found the evaluator. That one should be real easy. Now it's going for basic evaluator. This will be a lot more interesting. Historical data path, it's a constant, that's fine. Basic evaluator, this 1, 3. Okay, good, good. Okay. So it'll be a lot of interesting stuff for me to read. It's going to get to the end. Got all the way to the end. I've created both. Put them in the right package. Skips dates not starting with 20 as specified. What do you mean as specified? Okay. Assuming years starting with 20 and subsequent column. What? Where does it do that? Nothing specifies. Okay, so doing this in a fresh chat gives me a chance to go back and forth with it on this one artifact until it's right. So I've learned to not just take the things, but to work with them back and forth. So I already see this first problem. So first column is assumed to be, okay. So I see this first problem is that it's skipping anything that starts with 20. Nothing specified that dates should start with 20. All that is specified is that the years should be assumed to start with 20. So 0, 1, 1, 2, 17 is January 12th, 2017. Fix that error. Don't ask it, please. Fix that error. Indirect. Okay. Now, I wanted the first value to be the epoch time. Parse data row. Split it on the question mark. That's good. If values dot length is less than 2. Okay. Whatever. Data quantum for int values dot length string value equals values I trim for the first column is assumed to be epoch date. Yeah, but you should use it. You're not converting the date to epoch to the epoch. The date should be represented in epoch time, i.e. the number of milliseconds since midnight, January 1st, 1970. Assume all dates are at midnight. Interesting. Making edits. Parse data row, data quantum, parse data row. So it's doing an inner class to do the parsing. That's not bad. Okay, so let's see. Did it? Okay, now it was just being weird with the window. Okay, basic evaluator, blah blah blah. Evaluate organism. Load historical data. Get resource, read line. What? Claude.ai. I want to look at my chat. I want to see what it told me about this whole evaluator, modern data processing techniques. Okay, so I expected you to use modern data processing techniques, specifically using streams. I expected the data file processing to look something like this. Okay. You're absolutely right. Okay. Boy, that thing it does with the window is weird. Well, once it's all done, it seems to look right. So we'll see. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Is it all done? Okay, evaluate. The consumption count. Okay. Historical data dot stream limit. List data quantum. Okay. Did I tell it to go to list? Okay, whatever. This parse data row. So it gets a data quantum out. Make sure they're not null. Parse date to epoch. So data quantum add epoch millis. Okay, so that number format exception should just be on else because it's going to do it on the first one also. Okay, parse date to epoch. Whatever. So what's the data look like? We'll just go with what the data looks like. So we're just going to go with it. We don't need all this else stuff. Okay, at this point, I think I am going to just take it and edit it the way I want it to look. So let's get the evaluator first, the interface. That should be straightforward. Look at that, that's easy. Core evaluate. So new package, core, new Java package, evaluate, new interface, evaluator, paste what we got, save that, add the basic evaluator, basic evaluator, and we'll grab that. No, not B1. Version 7. Copy this. Okay. Now we're going to have to do some coding, obviously, just to get it to compile. And build data quantum get values. What? Oh, get values doesn't exist. That's why it's got an error there. All right, where are these problems? It doesn't data, no get value, data quantum, get value, but not get values. Get data points, get value, but not get values. Okay, get data points. Points. Okay. Okay, so there go all the problems. Now, I am going to quickly fix some things that I mentioned. For example, we don't need to worry about this if. We know that the format for the date is set, so we will just do this. And actually, we will just make this a static class level thing. Private, static, date formatter, okay. Don't need to worry about date formats. Okay. All right, that's good. Get, it's a lot cleaner. Then this try here needs an else. This is broken. Why it does this kind of stuff, I don't know. Okay. So let's save this. Push these two up to the code base. First draft of basic evaluator class. Commit and push. Back in Claude. Back to the projects, Gaia F. Update the code. %. That's interesting. Just does the weirdest things with the, oh, because I added all that test data. That's why. Make sure that it's got everything in here. Main, Java, com, inner manager, Gaia F, core, evaluate, evaluator. Okay, everything's good. Write a test class for evaluator dot basic evaluator dot java. Oh, I went to Sonnet. We'll see if Sonnet does better. I've been consistently disappointed with Opus. I keep wanting it to be good because it's the bigger model, but I've been consistently disappointed with it. Basic evaluator. It's got a fixture there that it probably doesn't use. Test evaluator, what? No. Okay. So it's obviously doing a bunch of methods to go with weird formatting for the test data. And that's probably good in the long term, but right now I'm just using that one data file. And I'm not going to worry about the format of it. Okay. Are only going to be using source main resources, training data, historical data.csv, historical prices.csv, prices. There is no reason to test the data format. Remove all of the methods that test the data format. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I'm suffering from doing all these new chats. I know that if you just keep an old chat going, it can add a lot of context, but it also gets confused really easily. So that's why I'm trying to give it the context of the code and the context files. Let's see. Starting to think I'm just going to write this part from scratch. Test basic evaluator. I think I am. Evaluator, mock organism, evaluator, default, look, new basic evaluator. See, it has these, it does these fixtures here, but then doesn't use them. It just goes with the new evaluator every time. Don't need to test the default constructor, but why not? Whatever. Perfect predictions, perfect organism. Perfect prediction organism. Where does it get a perfect prediction organism from? Okay. That's horrible. All right, so we're just going to write it from scratch. I've been consistently disappointed with the test code that this thing has written, so I will just do it from scratch. Core evaluate. Core new package. Evaluate. New Java file class. Basic evaluator test. Okay. So really I just want to exercise it. I just need a place to exercise it. So remind myself of these annotations. Just need to add test. Test. void, test evaluate. Yes, that's what I want. Don't need all of this stuff. So let's see here. Yes, basic evaluator, new evaluator. Organism equals test organisms. Whoops. Equals organism test. How does organism test do it? It builds them every time, huh? Using test genes. Okay. An organism, chromosome, dot add gene, test genes dot adder gene, organism, have a set chromosome, have add chromosome. Okay. Score equals evaluator dot evaluate assert true. Score is greater than what? New 1, -1, whatever, equals new adder gene where does it get this create? All these hallucinations, 1, -1, what's this? Test genes, organism test. Get genes dot add, okay. Dot get genes dot add. Real simple test. Boy, this IDE. So it passed. What's the problem? You're right, that is unnecessary. Okay. So now let's do the build. Build successful. Okay. Real quick, I want to go over here and I want to set a breakpoint here. And I want to debug this. Okay, how long does this take? Not long. Took a bit though. And the score is that. Okay. Excellent. Does it, okay, you know what? We didn't go through the evaluation part. Went through the part where it does all the parsing, collects that. I'm not going to parse it every time. We're going to pull that out real quick and run this cycle. Oops, wrong button. I want to parse that file every time. So since I'm already loading all the data into memory, because hey, it's a small amount of data relatively speaking, I am going to only load it once. Says that's not used, so if historical data equals null, then we'll load it. Okay. And I'm not even going to check it. We're going to really lean into a known data set. Save that. Do the build. Everything's successful. All right. I'm going to push these changes up. Second draft. Minor changes to basic evaluator. Added a simple test to make sure the evaluation cycle works. What's the limit do? Why does it limit it? doesn't skip them. This is awful. Everything runs, but the evaluation is horrible. It is not doing what was described. Commit and push. Save all and commit changes. Okay, so I've pushed this up. I'm gonna end the video here. The last one was kind of long. I'm really disappointed yet again with Claude. And I don't understand how anyone gets any vibe coding done, because some things that I would expect to be pretty straightforward don't seem to be straightforward. And it leads me to think that these people who are doing this vibe coding stuff are only vibe coding very small projects, I guess. It is not evaluating, it's not keeping track of the values. So what we're going to have to do is have a list. Okay, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about what we need to do, what I need to ask the AI to do differently, and we will continue this at some other time. Thank you.